Hey guys, welcome to Wrestling Days and welcome to this Smackdown Talking Points video. This is where we're going to round up all the big talking points that came out of this week's episode. Of course, we were in Lyon, France. We had Wade Barrett, Michael Cole on commentary, and the crowd were going absolutely crazy. I mean, honestly, so much noise, so much energy. You can see all the signs. We know that the French crowd and the French fans are always impressive, and they delivered once again. So, yeah, French WWE crowd better than every crowd in history. They were brilliant. Once again, they were brilliant. So the show started with Logan. He got into the ring. I didn't feel like he had loads to say. He just said, when I beat John Cena this Sunday, I'll show you that I'm the future of this company. And, you know, he was talking about coming in and how that has helped WWE get their deal with ESPN and how it's helped them get their deal with Netflix and all this kind of stuff, right? I didn't really feel like he said anything of substance. There was no lines there that really stuck with me or resonated with me. And actually, I felt like a lot of what he said was rubbish. I mean, if Logan wasn't in WWE, WWE would have still got the ESPN deal. They would have still got the Netflix deal. We don't see any change in the ratings if Logan is on the show, not on the show. It just doesn't make any difference whatsoever, right? And actually, this is something John Cena came out and pointed out as well. He's like, you're so fake. You're taking all the credit for this, and we know that it's got nothing to do with you. You're not as influential as you used to be. And then he went into this. Yesterday, I saw a list of the top 25 influencers in the world. Your boys were on there. Drewski, iShowSpeed, Kyson, that was on there. Your name, nowhere to be found. John Cena, once again, for the second week in a row, cooked Logan Paul. Just absolutely cooked him. And he was talking about how Logan needs to learn to give back to wrestling. Like, it's not about what wrestling can do for Logan. It's about what Logan can do for wrestling. Like, you've got to give back. And Cena was like, you know, look at me. I had a bad day not long ago. And I said some stuff that I didn't mean. And I'm going to take accountability for that. So where's my guy? And he was looking in the crowds. And he found that kid from Belgium who was in the crowd this evening. He found that Belgium kid. You know, the one he went off on and called Toxic. Well, he was in the crowds. Cena went over and apologized to him. This was such an amazing moment. I absolutely loved this moment. And the kid was like desperately trying to get his phone working. Like, yes, no problem. Yeah. And he was desperately trying to get his phone recording it. And Cena apologized. And the kid was like, I love you, John. Oh, it was so good. It was so good. Mate, and this bit right here, John got back in the ring and Logan was like, wrap it up, John. And John was like, wrap it up. No problem. But you asked for the match, dickhead. I'm sure you're shocked that I just used that word. I was shocked that John used that word, right? I am easily influenced, okay? I am easily influenced. And if my childhood hero, John Cena, is allowed to use that word, then I'm allowed to use that word, right? If after Sunday they still don't think you're worthy, you will not save wrestling. You won't even ruin wrestling. Wrestling will ruin you. What a brilliant closing line. I said during our watch along, I don't know if these people wanted to go to the concession stand after this segment to get a bit of a, something to eat. Because Logan Paul was thoroughly cooked in this segment. They could have chopped him up, popped him in a bun. He would have tasted absolutely lovely, right? Because he was very well cooked in this segment, right? It was just like last week. So that took up half an hour of the show. I think by the time we were getting to our first match, there was a good 25 minutes that had gone. Backstage, we had, I think it was Kathy Kelly, just talking to the Street Profits. They were going to be in action later against Melo Don't Miz. And Bo arrived. This would be the first of two occasions that we would see Bo backstage. He also went to Melo Don't Miz later. And he was basically saying, is your bond as tight as you think it is? Like, if you step up to us and then after we beat you, I think you're going to realize you're not as close as you think. So, Bo really teasing that this bond, this relationship is not as close as they think. I am going to struggle with that, to be honest with you, because we know that these guys have been together a long time, and we know that they've been without championships for a long time. They've been through thick and thin together. So it's a hard sell to now try and tell us that these guys aren't really close when they've been already through so much. So, I mean, of course, they could be teasing a split that's coming, but I don't know. At the moment, it feels like a hard sell, to be honest. Plus, also, with the Wyatts being heels, I don't even know if I should be believing what Bo's telling me. So, we had Bo backstage. Then we were going to get a women's tag team championship match. But from behind, literally out of nowhere, Charlotte got attacked, right? So they were making their way down. Bang! So Chelsea attacks Charlotte. This is so nonsensical. I didn't really talk about this at the time because I didn't know where it was going. But they attacked Charlotte and Alexa as they were making their way down. Their tag team championship match got cancelled as a result of this. It got turned into a singles match. Chelsea and Alba Fyre cost themselves a title opportunity here. I mean, I just don't get it. Maybe they were hoping, maybe the plan was that they were hoping to jump them, weaken them, and still get the title opportunity, right? But it didn't work that way. If that was the plan, it massively backfired. It was really dumb because it turned into a singles match. So we went to commercial break. When we came back, we found out that it was just going to be Alexa against Chelsea, and there was no tag team championship match, which was what was scheduled, right? Alexa Bliss would go on to secure the victory. Afterwards, we would get a beat down. Charlotte would come back down to try and help, but this is how it ended. So the Secret Service stand tall over Charlotte and Alexa. Sadly, though, they didn't get their title match, which was what was scheduled. They got a singles match, and Chelsea ended up losing that. So it wasn't a great day for the Secret Service, to be honest. So we'll have to see kind of where this story leads. Yeah, this is big news today. So WWE sending their congratulations to Cody and Brandi after they announced the birth of their second child. I didn't even know that, and I don't think many people knew, that Brandi was pregnant. Like, this is crazy. Welcome to the world, Leilani Ella Runnels. You are in love. Thank you, God, for answered prayers. Cody, Brandi, Libby, and Lani. So, there we go. How crazy is that? Had no idea that they were expecting. Hadn't heard anything about that whatsoever. Right, there was an advert that was shown during the commercial break for WWE Shop, and apparently, I have watched this clip, it's in French, so I couldn't understand what they were saying, but apparently it's been translated as, "We ain't got no more money." That's what they were chanting. Ticket prices are through the roof. We know this. And apparently the French fans were chanting, "We ain't got no more money," after spending all their money on tickets. Aleister Black did a little backstage thing, so he was talking about Damian. It was very, very quick. Then we heard from Damian. They are obviously heading towards Showdown. So Damian and Aleister will be going at it. I like the setting with the candles. Look really, really good. In the front row, no green shirt guy. Instead, we had Uncle Howdy. Green shirt guy in his alter ego. So, I was actually quite surprised that we didn't have green shirt guy. I think he does still go over to the shows in France. But there was no green shirt guy. It was Uncle Howdy guy instead. Right, Kiana James made her way down. Now, we can just look at her entrance. I don't know about the music, right? It seemed a bit generic. But actually, the graphics are the same graphics that she had over in NXT. Don't know if this is going to load, but it's a helicopter that kind of flies, right? And then it lands. And then she makes her way out the kind of entranceway. There's the helicopter. Look, Kiana James. I love the graphics. And I think it kind of makes it feel a little bit like someone important has just arrived. You've got the helicopter noise, the helicopter lands, the animated helicopter, and then out she walks, which I really like. I think that's really good. The music's quite generic, But oh my God, I did not expect what was happening next. So Kiana James in action against Michin. It's 5 seconds long. I don't know if maybe that opening segment had just overrun. 5 seconds long. Michin gets the victory in 5 seconds. And then I've got to be critical. I'm sorry, I can't not do it. I really like Michin, right? I just think she needs more TV time, more opportunity. I want to see these people getting TV time. I want to see them getting opportunity. If you're going to be in a 5-second match, that means there's not much you can do apart from roll up, get a pin, celebrate, right? So there's not really too much you can do. One of the big things you can do, though, if there is going to be a brawl after, is really sell this moment. I just didn't feel like she did. Michin was being held back, right, in front of some ring steps. And rather than really making a big deal, like, no, screaming, shouting, trying to fight, trying to make sure that she doesn't get smashed into these ring steps, it was just like, no, it was really minimal. Like, there really was just not much enthusiasm or passion or performance or... I don't know what was happening, to be honest. I mean, she was just like, no, please don't. And like, then bang, she gets, thrown into these ring steps. So I was critical during the watch along. I remain critical because, I want to see these people get opportunity that don't get onto the show each week. But I think if you're going to get this kind of opportunity, then you've got to deliver, man. You've got to knock it out the park. And I think if you're not going to get much of a match to show it in, this becomes more important, and I just didn't see anything there. It just seemed very, very flat, and I really don't know why. So anyway, there we go. Kiana and Julia standing tall, but it was Michin that got the victory in 5 seconds. This was the match we were meant to get, and that was Chelsea's reaction after the match, after her match, only 53 minutes ago. So, I mean, she did it to herself, in all fairness, by attacking Charlotte. So I don't know why they did that. As we said, maybe they thought it would weaken Charlotte and make it a bit easier to win the title match, but it ended up cancelling the title match, so not very clever. Right, then we go to our next folders. We got a few bits in here. This took us into the second hour. Drew came down and he was looking under the ring, seeing if he could find Randy, just making sure Randy's not around. Obviously, Randy the week before delivering an RKO. He went over to grab a microphone and he just said to Michael Cole, "You're always kissing Cody's arse. Is there any medical update yet?" Didn't think so. He didn't mention, I don't think, the fact that Cody had a new child. I thought he was going to mention that, but there was no mention of that. Of course, he said a few words, and then out came Randy. Randy signing this sign for someone in the crowds. Drew says Cody Rhodes doesn't care about Randy's health, and he was just gathering intel. So basically, he was trying to drive a wedge between Randy and Cody. And to be honest with you, I did find myself wondering, are we actually going to use this feud as a way of turning Randy heel? Because we could do a little thing between Randy and Drew, and then obviously we know Drew is going to go into a program with Cody. Could it be that during that match of Cody against Drew, Randy comes down? We know that he's Cody's friend. We know that he hates Drew. They're feuding right now. But could it be that the swerve is that he starts attacking Cody? Could it be that these words do actually resonate with Randy? And could it be that that's a program we're going to move on to? I think Cody against Randy makes all the sense in the world. I don't know that I would do it now, though. I feel like that's a SummerSlam program or a WrestleMania program. I don't know that I would do it at the end of the year, but interesting. Look at this. An hour ago, Zelina Vega posting this. The way my voice gets underneath your skin. Thank you. So there we go. She's kind of seemingly embracing her dark side as well. Obviously, she is in a relationship with Aleister Black. So I wonder if she is taking some inspiration from his vignette that we saw earlier. Don't know. Right, the end of that segment was obviously lots of RKOs. We got this moment right here. Hurricane in the ring. Randy just grabbing him and like, don't worry. Just saying, don't worry, it's okay. But of course, still delivering the RKO. Boom, and the fans absolutely loving it. Right, Bo Dallas also confronted Melo Don't Miz backstage and had a few words for them as well. Carmelo didn't seem fazed by that whatsoever. But this was just before we were going to that tag match. Then we got this horrible moment backstage. So I thought we were going to get the match announced of Randy and Drew, maybe for Clash in Paris. But instead, Randy gives Nick Aldis a bottle of Fireball. Dude, come on. Come on. These kind of like in-show commercials. These kind of like sponsorship spots. Oh my God, it sucked. It sucked. We did get R-Truth on camera in this moment, though. The crowd enjoyed that. But he just went, are you going to drink that? And Nick Aldis was like, after my day, yes. After the day I've just had, yes. And R-Truth was like, okay, my bad. I mean, there wasn't anything to it. It was literally just to promote that. Right, people loving Melo Don't Miz. They were loving Carmelo. They were loving The Miz as well. So we went to just our second match. Kind of third, if you count that 5-second thing, right? But second proper match, and it was okay. It was okay. Street Profits against Melo Don't Miz. Winners, of course, would go on to face the Wyatts. The Wyatts came down, distracted the Miz, and they were hanging around ringside. It allowed the Street Profits to get the win. So that means that at Clash in Paris, it's going to be the Wyatts against the Street Profits. That match has been added. A tag team championship match has been added to Clash in Paris. So we got this kind of showdown. There was this line here, so the Wyatt Sicks at ringside. Michael Cole said, I might have to change my pants after those guys were out here. Wade Barrett said, smells like it. Okay, backstage, we had Jade saying she is the #1 contenders for the women's title. So it looks like we are going to be getting Jade against Tiffany some point soon. Jade has been announced as the #1 contender. And yeah, it doesn't look like Randy Drew is going to get announced for Clash. So it doesn't look like that's getting added. But the Wyatts did get added. So he had all of that. And then it, of course, took us to our main event. This was Sami against Solo for the United States Championship. And it had a little bit of time, actually. So this Solo scream, I've not heard this Solo scream. Let's have a little listen, shall we? I've not heard it. Do it again. Great. Right, then, of course, we had MFTs on the outside. We had Jacob come down. We had Jimmy come down. They dealt with the MFTs. Meant that it was just Solo, just Sami in the ring, and someone would win clean. And there we go. The closing shots of this week's SmackDown. After delivering 2 haluva kicks, Sami Zayn is the new United States champion. And I think the reason why they've done this is because they're trying to build Sami up for next year. A lot of people thinking Sami is going to win the Royal Rumble. A lot of people thinking Sami is going to go on to WrestleMania to fight for a world title. So I'm wondering if they're just going to try and give him a quick little end of the year run with the US title, give him some banging matches, give him regular TV time, put him in regular great matches, build some momentum, kind of get us in a good place as we go into the Royal Rumble next year. And I think with the MFTs rumoured to be going on to a program with the Wyatts, probably does make quite a bit of sense. So there we go. That was SmackDown. I think a really strong open with Cena cooking Logan. A really strong end with a new United States champion. Few bits in the middle which were engaging and just kept the show moving. I think this probably was better than the average SmackDown that we've had. French crowd were fantastic. And yeah, on we go. Don't forget, we are going to be doing the watch along this weekend for Clash in Paris. I believe it is this Sunday. So if you are around, come and join us. Share your thoughts. Should be a lot of fun. Of course, we'll have a Talking Points video. After that, we'll be doing Unseens as well. So plenty on the way. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.